Hey, what's going on guys? In today's video, I'm going to be discussing Pentasa and Mesalazine as a treatment for Crohn's disease. For me personally, this was the first drug I was on when I was first diagnosed. I was on it for about 2 years on 4 grams, so 2 grams morning, 2 grams night, and then eventually I was on 2 grams once I started to wean off it. I know for a lot of other people, this is the first drug that they are given when they are first diagnosed, so naturally there are more questions around it and there's definitely more unknowns, especially if this is the start of your journey. So this video is not medical advice, it's purely my own experience, so hopefully you get something out of it. And if you have any questions or comments, stuff like that, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, or you can always DM me on Instagram, and a link to that will be in the description of this video. So what is Pentasa? The active ingredient in Pentasa is Mesalazine, and that aims to decrease swelling in the colon, hopefully reducing inflammation, ulcers and stuff like that. So you can get it in the tablet form or granular form, you can like mix it with yogurt, stuff like that. For me personally, I know the tablets are quite big and initially it can be quite daunting. So if you are kind of afraid of that stuff, I would definitely recommend getting the granules. But once again, I think once you get over that initial hurdle, it's not a big deal. In terms of side effects, for me personally, I didn't really notice anything, but from what I've read and I've heard from others, there might be some nausea, diarrhea, headaches, stuff like that. But generally this drug is pretty low key and it's often a prerequisite, to allow you to jump to the high drugs down the track, say in a year's time. You still probably need to do like regular blood tests and stuff like that, but in terms of like scary side effects, I really don't think Pentasa has that many. Just kind of a quick disclaimer, when I was on Pentasa, I was also on a pretty hefty dose of prednisolone, or steroids as they're commonly referred to, and I kind of felt like the steroids did a lot of the heavy lifting, because when I hopped off the steroids and I was only on Pentasa for a few months, I was having flares all the time, I felt pretty crap. And I really didn't think that Pentasa was that effective. There's no way to really prove that, because that could just be coincidence. But I guess if I was to say how effective it was as a drug for me, it's really tough to say. I don't think it was that great, and I'm very thankful that I was able to transition to another drug called Imarin, or azathioprine as it's medically known. So once again, if you have any kind of thoughts, maybe you've got your own experiences, I would love to hear them down in the comments below. It seems like on a few of my previous videos, there's been a bit of discussion about certain drugs that people are on, so I'd kind of love to hear that. If you've got anything to share, please feel free. Hope this video was useful and you got something out of it. I know it was very brief, but it was more of just an introduction to Pentasa. I didn't want to make it too sciencey and kind of get into depth because, yes, it is the first drug that you probably get when you're just gotten diagnosed, and there's no point trying to overwhelm someone who's trying to take all this new information in. Anyways, if you kind of like this video and you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.